Well, it's March 28th, 2025, Friday, about 10:45 in the morning. I'm Todd Dunn, and today I'm standing at the entrance to the Seawall Campground in Acadia National Park in the Seawall segment here on the southern tip of Mount Desert Island. And I'm just going to take a short walk today, and where I'm going is sort of an addendum to yesterday's walk in the campground. This is the entrance, as I said, to the Seawall Campground. And I'm going to go straight across the road here into the Seawall Picnic Area. And I can hear some wind out here. I think it's going to be pretty windy in the picnic area. I hope the wind muff on the camera deals with it adequately. Anyway, the reason this is an addendum to the Seawall Campground video that I shot yesterday is that, as you can see, I am now entering the picnic area, and I am less than 30 seconds from the entrance to the campground, and I'm not walking particularly fast. So we'll go in and have a look at the Seawall Picnic Area, which you can walk over to in 15 minutes or so from pretty much anywhere in the campground. Okay, this spot right here usually has some deer in it. They like this area. None right now, but they'll be here later today. So you can usually see some deer if you're interested in deer. Those of us who live on MDI tend to actually dislike them because they create hazards when driving. And if you have any kind of garden, if you don't fence it off very thoroughly, they will eat it. Anyway, this is the road into the picnic area. The picnic area has two parts, which we'll see in a second. It also has a restroom right there. Door is on the other side. It's currently locked up for the winter, and but it should be open in another month and a half or so. The campground opens on May 21st, and this will all be open by then too. So anyway, when we get out here, you'll notice there is the ocean right there. And that's one of the big pluses of the Seawall Campground, is that you are within easy walking distance of the ocean. These aren't exactly sandy beaches, but you can walk right down and stick your toe in the water, and after it's flash frozen, you can take it out. The water never gets much warmer than the upper 50s out here, and that would be in August. Right now, it's probably around 40. That's degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. So, as I said, the picnic area has two parts. Most of the picnic tables are off to the left as you come out here, behind that gate. And that area is closed to vehicles now, but you can walk in there. And the other part is off to the right. I'll show it to you in a second. There's a car driving out right now. Okay, there it is. And you can walk around this little curve, and there are several picnic tables down there. However, let's walk over there. The main attraction here for a lot of local people is this area right here, where you can pull off the road and sit in your car, have your lunch during your lunch break, and look out over the ocean. It's very popular. If I came here in about a little over an hour, this area will have quite a few local people over here having lunch and looking out over the ocean. There's a couple seagulls sitting right there, and a couple more. Now this area here, the rock used to be piled up in quite a large berm right next to the road. But last year, in 2024, we had several big storms that shoved this rock up over the road. And when they cleared it off, they made much more of a parking area. There also used to be some bushes, and by used to, I mean prior to January 13, 2024, right up here. And it was, you know, there was a bit of a mound you could pull up to, and then there was the ocean on the other side. This winter, the surf did not overwash the road here, so they didn't do anything. We'll just walk out here. You can see all the car tracks on the ground from people who pull in here. As I said, it's a very popular area in the winter for locals to come and watch the ocean. And this area is kept open all year. Okay, so what do we see from here? Let's start looking almost west. That peninsula over there is where the Wonderland Trail is located. It goes out to the end of that peninsula. Across from that is Gotts Island, and then you can see Black's Island, and in the distance Long Island, where the village of Frenchboro is located. Now Gotts Island has homes on it, but they're summer homes. Nobody lives out there year-round. Back 100 years ago and before that, people did live out there year-round. There was a fairly active fishing community. And as we continue panning toward the east, look out here, almost due south. Those are the Duck Islands. Little Duck Island on the left, Great Duck Island on the right. There is a lighthouse at the southern end of Great Duck Island. You cannot see it from here, and it's a sector light, so you can't even see the light from here. And on the other end, the left-hand end of Great Duck Island, there is one house, which is a summer house only accessible by boat. And if the weather's bad, it's not accessible at all. In previous years, it had been rented out as a weekly rental in the summer, and one of the local boating companies ferried people out there. Little Duck Island is uninhabited, and it is a seabird sanctuary, so they don't like you going out there. Now, as we pan here, that is Great Cranberry Island. And there are homes on that island, and it is occupied year-round. There are about, maybe 30 people that live out there all year. And between Great Cranberry Island and Mount Desert Island, where we are now, is the Western Way. And over there are the main hills on the east side of Mount Desert Island. Okay, so let's walk over to the other end of the picnic area and see what it looks like. You come out here, there is a little loop you can turn around, and it looks like the first person has come out to sit, have an early lunch, and look out over the water. Now this spot here, there used to be quite a few more trees in the center of the loop, and here in the windstorms last winter blew a lot of trees down here, and they really didn't do much with them. They did clear the ones that were over the road. Right in here for the next 50 feet, there were probably 5 trees down over the road. So this area looks quite a bit different than it did even a year and a half ago. And you can see stumps in here of trees that snapped off, and there are, 4 or 5 more over there and a couple more here, and those 2 trees that are still down. Now we'll walk up here and go have a look at the picnic tables. There are 2 picnic tables here where you can sit and have a nice picnic at the water's edge. Okay. It's an easy walk here. You can usually get out here all year, although it does get a little icy right in here. And here is the first picnic table. With a view across to the peninsula that the Wonderland Trail is located on. And up there is another natural seawall, just like the one right next to the road. And you can walk around here, but the going is pretty uneven and rocky. And there's not much beach at this state of the tide. As you can see, pretty close to the ocean here. And there's one other picnic table right up here. Right here, which has a fantastic view out over the ocean, or the Duck Islands, Long Island, and Black Island, and Gotts Island. And there's also another little island in there called Little Gott, but you can't really distinguish it from Gotts Island from here. Okay, so this is this end of the picnic area. I'm gonna walk down to the other end. All right. The wind is pretty noticeable here. It's a west wind today. There is a rocky ledge that extends out from here a ways, and over there off the end of the peninsula where Wonderland is, there's a big ledge. And I don't know if you can see the pole out there, the day mark, that marks South Bunker Ledge, which has claimed its share of schooners. Okay, so we're gonna walk over and go into the other side of the picnic area through the gate. And I will tell you, in the summer, this little stretch right here is very popular for people to come up, pull their cars up, set their lawn chairs out with the car blocking the wind, and have a snack while looking out over the ocean, or maybe read a book or whatever. It's usually quite busy here. Not unusual in August to come in here and find 40 or 50 cars. Okay, so there's the gate to the other half of the picnic area. They closed that in the fall. Last year they didn't close it until almost December. And it'll open up probably, in a month or so, when they put the restroom back into commission. It is locked up right now. Yeah, it's really nice out here when you're not in the wind. Warm sun and everything. That is supposed to change. We're supposed to get 1 to 3 inches of snow tomorrow. I'm debating if I'm going to go and put the snowplow on the truck or not. I can plow my driveway because it's paved, but I can't plow the road because it's gravel, and right now it's very soft. Okay, here we go past the gate, and there are, as you can see, a number of picnic tables here. You can just pull in here, walk on the rocks, and have a picnic. Or climb up to that one. And there are a number of picnic tables on the other side with burn pits and access to the restroom there. And trash cans. Okay. Now this area got really devastated by the storms. See, there's a tree that was blown over, and up there you can still see a couple trees that were blown over last year, and a lot of stumps that are all that's left of probably 15 trees that blew over in here. And the water washed way up from the waves, and all these picnic tables were shoved up toward the restroom. So yeah, they were moved around a lot. The ones right on the edge of the ocean are the most popular. Okay, looks like there were a couple trees down here this year. There's one that I can see from the color of the wood was fairly freshly cut up. And the stump right over there. And another one. This one looks like it was a poplar. More picnic tables. Little parking area there. And this little loop has a parking area on this side as well. And here we have more of the rock berm. This is a natural seawall here. That used to be much steeper and higher than it is now. Most of that rock got washed into this parking lot by the winter storms in 2024. And those picnic tables were washed up into those bushes there and up onto the road back there. But now, it used to be quite a climb to get up to those. Now it's a relatively easy walk to get an ocean-side picnic table. We'll come down here. And walk along a little path here. This used to be pretty heavily wooded right here between the rock berm and the trail. But the rocks were washed up and all the trees here were blown down. Over there, there's another picnic table in the woods. And we'll walk along here. This trail was pretty heavily eroded last year. And you can see all the trees where you see stumps blew down last year. And here's the remains of one that blew down this winter. As you might guess, when it's blowing hard out of the south to southeast, there is no protection from the wind here, and trees tend to get blown over. As we walk along here, there are a number of picnic tables. Most of them are right along the water, like that one there. Bit of a scramble over the rocks to get to it, but not bad. couple more straight ahead with a fire pit. And you can't really see them. You'll see up here there are some back in the woods. Okay, there is, so we walk down here. There's another picnic table right over there. I don't think there are any more past that. You can see the path sort of ends. And then up here, there's another one set back in the woods a little bit. So that is a Seawall Picnic Area. And for somebody staying in a campground, the high point is beach access. A 15 to 20 minute walk from your campsite. As I said, this part of the picnic area is closed in the winter, although you can walk over here at any time if you don't mind snow and ice. But the other half, where we started out, the road is kept open all winter, and they plow snow off so that you can park on the ocean side of the road. Okay, that's today's short walk. Hope you found it interesting and showing you the Seawall Picnic Area, which is a very popular spot amongst locals. Okay, thank you for watching.